Hmm.
But like when you play it, I like the fact that you can go in there. There's kind of like loads of like different options. That I like the classes as well. Like the thing is, like, the problem is they don't really explain the classes, and I think the classes should add a tutorial a bit more because like the main classes you should use are the engineer and the scout. Scout gives you gives you an extra. I think it's like a 20% bonus when you drop all your points into the fabricator.
Hmm.
So if you have 20,000 points, you get 4,000 extra, effectively.
Hmm.
Like on top of that. So basically, whoever's the scout, if you pick up power in the middle of an actual round, you get double the amount of points,
Right.
depending on like which power up you have. So basically, if, like say a juvie drops 59 power, if a normal person picks up, that's 59. But if you're a scout, you get 110 because you're the one who's that. And then the engineer obviously has more abilities in the fact that he has the repair tool, so he can repair things for cheaper prices and
Yeah.
buy stuff from the fabricator a bit cheaper. I like him as well. I think they should have given more tutorial on that, but I do like the leveling. I've noticed the title update out today as well as of this recording, which is October 22nd, and they're actually amending the XP you earn for each class and the credits
Mm.
because I feel like because they said it's a little bit unfair, and I think it's completely unfair because it takes ages to rank up a class.
Yeah.
Um, and
So
obviously
that's
use the
good.
cards.
That's good that they're kind of trying to mend that.
Yeah, and you use the cards to power up your classes so you have like extra benefits, and then through the other mechanics in the system where you can get extra cards, you can power up those cards even more. I feel like I've lost people completely, but it's kind of you have to kind of get into it like hands in day. I like it. I thought it was cool because the first four waves are kind of like the DBs that come, all their enemies. Then they mix between the DBs and the swarm, and then eventually gets to the swarm towards the later end of the waves. And
Hmm.
then wave 10 is just a one of the random bosses. So it can either be a snatcher, it can be a kestrel, which is the helicopter that the DBs have. It could be I can't remember the other one, the one that rips its chest open and flies out the like Reaver things. Um, I like it. I think it's good. I think the maps do it quite well, like what it is. It just needs a bit more tinkering. I think with online and searching games, it takes forever to find a game. If people leave, you can't have new people searching for lobbies join the game. You can invite your friends in, but you can't have new people join.
Yeah.
And other problems with people spending too much money in there, like they kind of fucking tank all your fabricator and random shit, which is kind of like in itself, like it's one of those things they can't really fix, but it is a bit annoying. And then just other problems I had a little bit here and there, but I do think it's one of the best modes I play. I do play it quite a lot at the minute.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my more favorite parts about it.
Yeah, to kind of give my experience with multiplayer a little bit. So yeah, I've tried horde mode, and I did the casual mode again because I'm not to give you guys a background on because maybe people listening because Adnan's really hardcore. I mean, Adnan kicks ass. Like I saw him, dude. I'm gonna blow some wind your way, man. Because you got Ultimate Edition and you didn't play the campaign mode for like 4 months, and I'm like, dude, you never play. You're
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
no,
true.
man,
That's true.
multiplayer.
Yeah,
Because you
that's true.
were,
Actually, yeah.
and you would show off your achievements. I'm like, good for you, dude. Fucking show them off. You're good at it. Me, on the other
Yeah.
hand, I like it. I like multiplayer mode. In Gears 4, way better than Ultimate Edition for sure. For me personally, I've tried two modes so far. I tried the Horde mode, which I just talked about. I got all the way to 20. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was super
Mhm.
fun. Love the generator machine. I fucking keep forgetting names. The one that helps you create.
Fabricator.
Yeah, the fabricator. Love that. I think that's really cool that they stick that there at the beginning, and you could do stuff. I love it. I think it's such a fun mode, and I kind of want to do all the way to 50, man. That intrigues me. I also
Yeah.
tried the co-op multiplayer mode. So the one where
Uh,
it's you against the AI. Yeah, like you guys are the gears and the AI are always the swarm and whatnot. And yeah, like
mhm.
I fought that I liked a lot. I played that a couple of times. It's fun. It's fun little things, to kind of I almost feel like it's a way to get you like bulked up to jump into the other stuff. Like it's like the training wheels for if I ever want to jump into fighting against other people, which I do want to do eventually. But yeah, man, I liked it. I thought it was really great. I don't remember. I know I've tried out Gears, all the Gears multiplayer prior to this, except for maybe Judgment. I've tried out before, and maybe it's just because I'm older, but this one I really enjoyed better than the other ones. So I dug it, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely has my. If you guys aren't really big on multiplayer, this is the kind of multiplayer game that they're like, hey, man, like we'll help you out. Like try it out. It's cool. You know, like this is if you're afraid, it's totally fine. But like we could help you. Just give it a shot. So yeah, give it a shot if you guys are considering getting this. It's good. I
Yeah,
like the multiplayer.
it's good. I mean, have you played the multiplayer at all other than that?
No, it's just those two. I
Just
haven't
right.
really, yeah, I haven't had time to do because of the kid and stuff. I haven't had time, but yeah, I like them, dude. What I played so far, I
Yeah.
definitely want to
Well,
try out other stuff.
I'll probably take charge of this section. So the multiplayer is probably the main component for that kind of me. I think like there's some great modes in it. Like they have like a social play, which is like ongoing thing. Where no social is it social? It's like social something where you can like just go in and like randomly turns matches. So you can have like Guardian on King of the Guardian on like Gridlock and then King of the Hill on XYZ. It's kind of like just random rotation of maps. Then you have the more competitive modes, which is like you have team deathmatch and stuff like that. It's kind of
Right.
and then ranked, which has escalation and execution. I think like the campaign, like the multiplayer, like I like a lot of it. Especially like Arms Race, which is a mode where you have like weapons here. So you basically start off with boom shots, all the team, and you have to get 3 kills, and then you move on to the next weapon,
Oh,
and you
that
keep
sounds
going
like
through all,
fun.
and you basically keep rotating through all the weapons up to the Boltok. Whoever finishes the Boltok tier wins, and that's
Hmm.
one round finished. It's very much like a community mode, but then it's in the main game. It's really fun. It's the only mode I play at the minute online because I refuse to play other modes because it's bullshit at the minute. I'll kind of
Right.
get onto it in a minute. So I do kind of like really like that. I think it's a cool like little mode to have in there. Escalation is a pretty decent mode as well. Like that's more than the ranked competitive one, really competitive as well. So it's kind of like if you want to go in full on guns blazing, then yeah. Um, like the maps are good. Like Gridlock obviously is the only one that returned, and they're going to bring a lot more with the season pass. The other 9 maps are a little bit iffy. I like some of them. Some of them aren't really memorable. Some of them are just irritating in how they kind of like how they play out. It's kind of like one of those where I'm like, you know what, whatever. Um, but like the main issue I have like a lot of the multiplayer, there's a lot of issues with it, which is kind of a bit annoying. Is like in like competitive, like you can search, but then people play with split screeners. I don't know why split screeners are allowed to search in competitive. I understand in social where you have those other modes you can just search through and leave whenever. Whereas in competitive, it's hard for people to kind of play with them because they are really bad. It's just like, oh my god, there's a lot of bad people. Well, bad. I can't really say it's bad criticism about the game, but like there's a lot of people playing in there where it's like, the kind of like the configuration of the team where you do match people with like equal skill is completely bullshit.
Right.
And the same with the fact like if you go against people like searching in 5 teams, like, I think like one of my things is I was about Gears is like those kind of modes like social, you shouldn't be allowed to search with more than 3 people in your team. Like that should be only online. If you want to go searching like an online game, play free in a ranked match. But when it's like 5 people going in there pub stomping. Pub stomping is basically mean like just demolishing another team because you're playing together. It's completely outweighs being fair. That's like one of my things. And I think like the other problem as well, I have a main issue is the core level progression system. Basically, they've stripped it. So you go up ranks and you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and every like 5 or 10 you get a reward. But basically, they put in a system in the store where you have credits, and
Mm.
you have to earn credits after each match, after Horde, and then you buy booster packs, which give you access to new emblems, characters, and like all the other
Yeah.
stuff.
I hate that, dude.
See, the problem is though,
Yeah.
and I have a massive issue with the coalition because one, the payout is way too low,
Yeah.
and it's insulting to the game. It's really insulting to everyone. I
Yeah.
understand microtransactions, and Overwatch got blasted for it, and
Yeah.
Overwatch is nowhere near as bad as Gears of War. Gears of War 4 is horrendous. And I
Yeah.
hope the coalition really do keep improving because it's really, really like insulting to someone who's paid. I paid £80 for this game. I played for the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucking more paywalls blocking my level progression system. I'm already kind of like losing my nerve with playing the game. That's kind
Yeah.
of how frustrating it's getting. So it's kind of like that's in there. And like the scrap system, basically you can scrap cars and then build new ones. You get 5 credits for a scrap, and then some cars cost 60, some cars cost 600. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll be here for years. So it's like one of those where it's like that. Then they kind of like, for another example as well, they brought out an esports pack, and you can't use your credits for it. You can only pay money for it. And in it, you get 5 cards, and it costs $8.99. So that's about $11
Jesus
for you guys. And you
Christ.
get 5 cards in it, and you can get different skins, you get different characters. Sometimes as well, you can get characters that are just in general booster packs. So it could be stuff that's not even in the actual esports pack.
That's
So it's kind of
yeah,
like
there's
that.
a problem
And
there.
yeah, there's a huge problem with it as well. And, like I have a lot of characters locked behind. I'm level 70 at the minute in the online, and I can't access a lot of the online characters because I haven't got the booster packs. I've opened like 5, the big elite packs, I've got like
Yeah.
literally just like the commons and the rares. I've had no legendary characters. I've no epic characters, and I've had like nothing of that. And I've unlocked zero characters. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I
Same.
have access to like
Same.
six
Yeah.
characters in the online. I'm like, this is honestly atrocious. I'm like, if this is anything what Gears of War 5 is, no. I think
Would
they
you
will lose a lot of support.
would you say because the last for me the last multiplayer game that's kind of similar where it has a campaign and a multiplayer and there's a paywall in the multiplayer was Uncharted 4. Also another fourth entry in a series. Do you think like because to me I think Uncharted 4 is a little bit more fair with their
Yeah,
paywalls.
completely agree.
Yeah, like we
Completely.
actually got characters, remember? I mean, I never
Yeah.
got Chloe, which pissed me off, but that's an inside joke between Adnan and I.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like I'm really upset because there's like a lot of really
Sarah.
cool skins and fuck, man, never got them.
Yeah, there's loads of them. There's like Ede Arnia and stuff like that. There's like loads of characters where you can't like access them yet. And
Yeah,
I've got a lot of the characters because of the beta, the packs that I got with the Ultimate Edition, the pre-order stuff, skins and stuff like that. Fair
yeah,
enough. I don't mind it. It's kind of like okay, but the paywalls and stuff are ridiculous. I mean, they're atrocious. They should have like daily challenges where you earn more credit. I'm like, I don't
yeah.
understand why there's so much like simplistic. They've put such a simplistic kind of like mindset. Sorry, that was my phone, by the way.
No, it's
They
cool.
put very simplistic mindset on like putting this progression system in. It's completely ruined it. Because I'm like, right, you can re-up, which you could do in Ultimate Edition. Re-up's basically when you get to 100, you go back to 1 and you unlock an emblem and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And then you keep going up and up and up on the re-ups. But it's like, I'm like, there's nothing to it. Like, there's nothing to it. Like, the packs are just atrociously priced. And there's
Yeah,
so much like scatterbraining of like fucking microtransactions for the online. Don't like it. Do not like it. It's one of the things that completely ruins the experience.
agreed. Yeah.
Um,
And I think that's a general problem that a lot of multiplayer games in this generation that we're having to deal with. And I get it. I understand. Like every time you release a new console and it's stronger and it's more powerful and you could do a billion things that you couldn't do in the last generation, you have to increase the budget of your game, right? Because you have to
yeah.
be able to put the manpower and the energy to use those components in a video game to use that power. And I get it. In doing so, even pricing a game at $60. Like I bet you if these paywalls weren't there, Gears of War 4 would have cost $100 or something like that just for the regular copy of the game to make their money. So I understand that point of view, but I feel like there needs to be a compromise, like some sort of middle ground. I don't know how the fuck to do that, but I don't know, dude, like the paywalls are really annoying, you know? Like I feel like we're almost paying for the campaign and getting a beta or like a vanilla copy of the multiplayer for free. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it just I don't know. It's bizarre for me like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I have no idea how the fuck to fix that. But
Yeah.
like I think that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, like I do. I think there's a huge problem. It kind of alienates a lot of people, and the outrage is kind of big as well. It's not just me complaining. If you go on the Gears forums, you go on other places, people have been very vocal of it, and the coalition is noting it because you kind of see the title updates are swinging things, but at the same time, it should never have been this bad. It's too much, and it's too overbalanced. It's kind of like, right, I'm paying this much money for a game, and microtransactions are literally lingering over me, where it's almost like a free to play title. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, if it's you're paying that much, they should just be that as like an extra. If you want to buy all the packs straight up with your money, fair enough. But at the same time, it should never neglect you than the amount of reward you get on it. You'll get about 40 credits or something like 50 or 100 now, like per game. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I said in the review that I wrote for like one of my student magazines, where it's like, it doesn't reflect how much time you put in the game, and it's like almost insulting just to play it. Um, I will close out. I feel like I'm ranting on a bit too much. I do like it's the COG versus the Swarm and the DBs. The DBs and the Swarm are together in the same group.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like a toss up and turn up between them. I think the main issue I have as well, and it's kind of a bit more personal, it's kind of like I do miss that they've removed the announcer from the game. Do you like
Oh
basically
yeah. Yeah.
do you like how Mortal Kombat has the announcer in each fight? It's normally Shao Kahn's like round one fight. In Gears multiplayer, you used to have like Hoffman for the COG or Chairman Prescott, and then you had Mira or Ram. Or I think maybe it might just be Mira for the Locust, and he
Right.
used to say so at the end where it's like you living livers, blah blah blah, and he's like just like yell at each like if you lost or if you won. It's like you fought a valiant fight, Gears, like whatever else. It was It's one of those. I kind of missed it. When I win as a cog, it's like they kind of just like dun dun dun. It's like okay, and it's like this little really kind of like crummy kind of sound instead of like Prescott's like the emphasis on execution. Well done, Gears. It's like do you like it? It was like it was one of those parts where big Gears a bro shooter. And obviously, I know they're not being a bro shooter anymore.
Right.
But it was like it was really like kind of a unique staple of the series. That kind of like the announcer was there. He'd say something. He'd be like, you know what? He's like yeah. You said Hoffman. He's like. It's like you fought, but at least you lost. He's like, ask yourself, Gears. I was like, I'm obviously butchering some of these lines, but they were very memorable, and people used to know them, and people used to kind of like get more worked up because the announcer used to say something.
Right.
So I kind of do miss that feature. It was a huge thing for me to miss out. Because I noticed it in the beta, and then they kind of removed it completely, and I was like, that's a little bit of a shame.
It kind of kills the what is it, the character a bit of the multiplayer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember very faintly because I didn't play the previous ones that much, but yeah, I think that it's kind of like too more serious, I guess, in Gears 4. I mean, you know, maybe that'll be added in an update in the future if they want to. I mean, I think it could be done.
I don't think they'll do an update. I think they kind of scrapped it. I mean, the other thing I'll say as well is when you load into a game is pretty cool, because like it shows all your characters and you can change your loadouts and stuff. But at the same time, you have like bounties which you can get extra rewards for, but like in the actual lobby, it'll load you straight in, but then you can't change your characters. You have to do everything from the main menu screen whilst it's loading. It's a bit like, why don't you just do an Ultimate Edition format where you could like it loaded up. You remember the Ultimate Edition Online where you have all the teams and then the side, the left hand side, tell you like there's just something missing from it, and I feel like they've stripped a lot of the cool features. Like Gears 2 had one of the best ones where you'd load into a social lobby and say it was like team deathmatch. They'd have two maps up, which was Jacinto or Bullet Marsh, for example, and basically you vote, and whichever one gets the most votes, it goes. If it goes to a tie, it just randomly generate into a new map. It's like, but it's basically just loaded straight into a map. And it's like, oh, it's just they're more kind of personal issues, and more kind of like from someone who's played the franchise for like 10 years now, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like that thing where I'm looking at, I'm like, you know what? It's just missing something a little bit. It is that kind of thing where it's a little bit, it leaves something to be desired, especially if you're a fan of the series.
Yeah, no, definitely. I most definitely agree with that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. I think we've.
Love it now.
Yeah, I think gameplay wise, we've covered everything. I think. That we wanted to cover. I guess I don't know. We don't really give reviews, but I would recommend it. I would say definitely.
Yeah, if there's a recommendation, it'd be that. I think this is the big holiday game of Microsoft's kind of like platform. It's definitely worth picking up. Just don't go online and steal, you little fuckers. Sorry, that was my personal side that came out a little bit there. You'll kind of get it a bit more if you can play Gears as well, because like every kill will get jacked as soon as it's on the floor. But no, like it's definitely very much a good game, a lot of good, strong substance behind it, and a huge exclusive for Microsoft in this window. So you have an Xbox, I definitely recommend picking up if it's for Horde campaign online. It's really well balanced. So
and you get you get the whole series too when you get Gears 4. Yeah. So if you've never played, any of the Gears of War games and you own an Xbox One and you didn't get the Ultimate Edition, if you get Gears 4, you get Gears 1, 2, 3, and even Judgment if you want to play that. And Gears 4, like it's all included in the purchase, so it's perfect, man. Like this is a game I would recommend to people who are big Gears fans and people that are not big Gears fans, because you could get into it. Like it's something that's built in to like get in the new people. So I think it's a great game. It's a great entry point right now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say this will wrap up this review of Gears of War 4. Kind of, you'll hear more of the campaign side on the spoilercast side. So if you want to kind of get a full picture, go and check out that video. I don't know how these are going to go up, but you'll kind of see. But thank you for joining us on this review of Gears of War 4. We'll try and bring you some more over the next year and so.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. See you later.